lane, or see her, I should really say, in lane with Soaz. So here we go then, LemonDogs versus Fnatic, our 4th game here of day 1 of Super Week. We've got another 4 games coming up after this one, so cancel all your plans, because we're going to keep you here to watch all the games.
Because my plans are to cast.
I see what you did there. But there's the head-to-head for you as well, by the way. 2-1 in favor of the LemonDogs. And, you know, Fnatic, this is important for them as well, because it'd mean that if they end up winning this game, they end up then tied with the LemonDogs at any point, that would actually force an extra match at the end of the weekend.
Yeah, and with those 2 slots that both teams really want, it's really critical and really crucial for them to pick up this win. And I don't think we're going to see any level 1 action, as we do see LemonDogs invading. But I was looking at the teams in terms of compositions, and Fnatic, they want to pick someone off. Like, if you get someone slowed by Nunu, then you land that chain out of Karma, they're not going to move. They're stuck there. You have the Fear, you have the Sound Seeds right after that. So they're looking to kill one person right away. But for LemonDogs, they have that Wombo combo team. They want to trap everyone in Cataclysm, trap them with Zac, then have the Spray and Pray coming over at the top of that. So Fnatic, they can't really afford to team fight, as actually Peke's going top lane, and they're sitting Soaz middle. So we are seeing a little bit of a switch.
So I was right about the whole mid lane Karma, possibly. We'll see how that one changes. You just saw Yellow Star there just going through the jungle. And it's look at the warding. It's a mirror on both sides of the map there, except the 1 extra ward that Fnatic have on the bottom side of the river. But both teams have got 2 wards in the enemy jungle, and also trying to keep an eye on their own side of things there on the entries as well. So it'll be interesting here to see where everyone's going. Soaz is actually headed towards top now by the looks of it, with Caitlyn coming mid.
Okay, I mean, just like we saw Gambit versus Meechmakers earlier, like they want to ward up as much as possible to see where Cynide's going to be going. And they want to make sure that actually Soaz, so we're maybe going to go head-to-head here, but we are going to have that Caitlyn RA lane. We're going to have Cyanide not get interrupted at all at this blue buff, which is key. And you look at Dexter, he's actually started over at his red, so it looks like both junglers might interact with that top lane at that level 3 point. Did he not clear his last minion?
No.
That's not good.
I'm not sure why he did that. Maybe a little bit on autopilot at this point. Or is he going to actually head up towards the enemy side? No, he's just going for his blue buff. So interesting stuff there. I don't think that was intentional, as Mithy here gets a big blast down the bottom. And that silence is a lengthy thing, along with a Fear as well, which seems to last forever on you from Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, what makes Fiddle so strong early on is the fact that obviously he can push the lane a little bit with his crows, the silence and the Fear, but also if he can get control of the bushes on you, it's really hard for your AD carrier to kind of farm up. So Mithy kind of knew that, and he responded by putting a pink ward down, and they're keeping that lane pushed up so they don't lose that ward. They need to keep that. But looking for them, Yellowstar doesn't have a pink to kind of counter it, so their bot lane's not going to be able to get any kills relatively soon.
So Dexter's just come back down to his red camp and finished it off. So I think the point of that was he's just delayed it there so that he doesn't get counter jungled the next time it spawns. That's the only logical thing that I could think of from that.
That would be very smart in Cyanide right now. He has a ward, but with this Nunu, with the Caitlyn, you have that ability to quick push lanes right now. So we're going to have to see Dexter kind of come up here to the middle to kind of defend it, or Fnatic's going to get some good damage onto that turret.
So Dexter is going to be here to cover off somewhat, just doing his wraiths at this point of things. Okay, focusing more on towards the CS. There is Yellow Star going very low. There is a finisher. Expunge comes out from Tabs. And the first blood down in this bottom lane. LemonDogs showing that they are not scared of that Fiddle.
Yeah, it's a fantastic start for LemonDogs too, because Fiddlesticks kind of thrives on that early on presence, like the aggression that he can put out, and by being able to kill him, getting that first kill on the Tabs, being able to control that lane a lot more, and more importantly, keep Vayne under farmed, which currently down 10 CS.
10 CS, and probably just the start of it there from that one. Tabs starts to push through still. Cyanide hanging in this middle lane, keeping that Blood Boil on constantly, but you know, also taking the experience from that lane as well.
Yeah, it's going to hold Expect back a little bit, but they're still just going for the damage on this turret. It hasn't been taken that low because remember, in 3.10, the turrets have a lot more armor early on, then they kind of fade away as the game goes on. But they've been able to hold it, and with Dexter showing up, he's level 4. He's equal in terms of levels, and he's actually ahead in farm too, 15-6 right now.
Yeah, and on that front now, going to be doing a similar thing over this side as he smites the siege minion, and then Nuke missed the last hit on it as well. So not the most incredible display there, but whatever. They're still managing to hold on to this one. Nuke actually is going to go back to buy from this. This top lane, not really seen much from it. Of course, it's Soaz playing the Karma. A lot of damage coming down here on towards Zoro Zero. He's going to have to slingshot himself away.
Those creeps got him stuck in there from that. But yeah, Soaz, you're doing a pretty good job so far. He's behind in CS, and Honestly, I'm not too sure on how well Karma does in that top lane. I know late game she has a lot of poke, a lot of damage, and when you mix that in with a Caitlyn, you can really poke a team down before you want to go for it engage. But right now, with Cyanide still in that lane, I want to know if it's just because they want to push the turret down, or they want to force Dexter to stay middle. And because of that, he's not able to gank and really apply pressure into these other lanes. But right now, Cyanide, he's heading down bottom. He wants to make a play happen, but he's going to run through a ward.
Yeah, went straight over the top of a ward from this one, and Fnatic not really going to be able to follow up and chase through from that one. Mithy and Tabs just backing straight off as they see Nunu coming down in towards his bottom lane. And, well, as you said, Cyanide, he's got 7 CS right now. All his experience pretty much coming out of the lanes that he's been in.
Yeah, and look what he can do. I mean, he can run middle and he can run bottom over and over, just blood boil the AD carry, push the lane a little bit, try to get some damage onto the turret, then return to another lane. And I guess that's what he's going to be going for here, as well as picking up his own buffs when they do respawn.
There's FNK, if you look, obviously, as you'd expect at this stage, you head in the CS with that Nunu presence. There's not really a lot that NukeDuck can do to stop that one from happening in there. And you also see the Philo Stone being picked up there by Cyanide in the jungle.
Yeah, that's really unusual to see out of junglers, but it also kind of shows that he's not planning to be in the jungle.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be there. He's going to depend on this GP10 to keep taking in for him to get his gold income, because he wants to keep applying this pressure. But right now, Fnatic it's working. I mean, right now it's working because they have a lead in the top lane, they have a lead in the middle lane. They haven't been able to get too much damage onto the turrets, but Tabs has that kill.
Oh, there is Peke going very, very low. Cataclysm comes down, and Peke not able to escape that one, and there is the job, and they worked so hard to keep him pretty much in that mid lane to stop that from happening. As soon as Cyanide left the middle lane, ironically enough, that's when they see them come around and they're able to pick up the first kill.
And because he's been... Yeah,
the game.
Yeah, but I mean, because he's been able to sit in his own jungle as well as sit in that middle lane to get free farm, he hit 6 way before Cyanide. So he was able to apply that Cataclysm, blew the flash out of XPeke, even blew the 90 caliber net, which obviously comes up, but he was able to lock him in that Cataclysm long enough for them to pick up that kill, and that kill went over to Dexter. Not exactly who you want it to go to, but you're going to pick up that kill either way you can.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they'll be too unhappy with that one. It just means that Dexter's going to be even further ahead of Cyanide when it comes down to it. Top lane, Soaz has got himself right back into the lead in terms of the farm. Double Doran's ring for him, 57 CS to 43. And, well, Negatron Cloak from Zoro0 with that Doran shield. Wants that protection.
And I'm really worried for Fnatic right now because the strategy they've been using isn't working out that well for them. If they can't get a bigger lead in one of these lanes and start maybe picking up some kills, or if XPeke dies again in that middle lane, they're going to be so far behind. And when you're against a team like LemonDogs who wants to force these team fights with their wombo combo, you're not really going to be able to do too well in that fight.
And I see Zoro0 just really bringing that minion wave right underneath his turret. He wants to stay safe from that one, as NukeDuck going to be getting his blue buff here. Back into lane for him. He's 43 to 62 CS behind. So overall, Fnatic here doing really well on the farm. Pushu is a little bit behind from that one, but you can expect it after that kill on his support early on. There's the ace in the hole, just a bit of harassment onto NukeDuck.
I was actually expecting him to be behind a lot more than this, as they do go for XPeke right here.
Yeah, going straight into him once again. And look how low he's gone just from that. Can they get the final touch onto him? No, not quite, but the charm landing on towards Cyanide. Have they got the damage for him? No. He will walk away as well. And, well, both of them lucky to be still alive after that.
And they completely turned around that aggression of Cyanide, keeping his presence in that middle lane, able to push them both out, and Pushu getting caught.
Yeah, Hook coming in. Flay gonna knock him back from this one. It's a nice condemn, but the box is gonna be hit here by Pushu. There's the lantern to bring him back in. We do see the exhaust going down, but it's not enough as Tabs flashes in for that one. He had Spray and Pray running as well. And that will be another kill coming down for LemonDogs. Second one for the AD carry. Pink ward's down at Dragon. They're gonna start it.
Just amazing. Use out of the mechanics of these champions by LemonDogs right there. Taz got condemned into that wall, but it didn't matter. With that lantern, with Mithy constantly pushing into Pushu, keeping next to him, he's able to pull Tabs in, able to pick up the kill, and a drag on top of this. They just got a nice 2.3k gold lead in the matter of 30 seconds.
Very, very strong stuff here. And, well, what would you expect other than strong stuff from the league leaders at this point of things? I mean, we always act certainly a bit surprised when we see such amazing plays coming out of the LemonDogs, but I don't think we really should be that surprised because, as I said, they're top of the league as we see another ace in the hole coming through. Great use of the minions there from XPeke to get as much damage down as he could. Trying to force NukeDuck to play a little bit more defensive, as Soaz now starting to push on towards his top turret.
And that's one thing about League of Legends that makes it so much fun to watch and cast and play, is that amazing things like that can happen over and over and over again. You still get that same amount of excitement from it. But right now with this game, with this actually huge game where Fnatic needs to pull it off to kind of tie up the series, where they potentially could be in a tie and then go into that 5th map at the end of the Super Week. And right now, they're holding that CS lead middle, they're holding the CS lead top, but bottom lane is starting to get out of hand. 2 kills on the tabs. He has a nice 26 CS lead.
Yeah, Pushu, though, is, yeah, as you said, not doing so well. That's the problem for them, I think, yeah. And we know that Vayne, if you can kind of stay level in there, then you're doing a decent job because you're going to be getting stronger. But now he has fallen behind us. We are going to see the flash coming in. There's Cataclysm, the net away, but it's not going to matter. Nukeduck able to pick that one up. And there's the problem, you know, that squishy 80 carry in the middle, 90 caliber net really to escape is all that he's got when that flash is going to be down. And LemonDogs exploiting it to the max. And
the thing is, they exploited it further. They put a pink ward down in that bush to take away any vision that FNK would have. And from that, able to gank. And LemonDogs, they are just doing so well. I mean, you can see where Dexter's been applying pressure just based on the deaths of Fnatic. He hasn't really been in the top lane to punish Soaz, but they realize, you know, Soaz won't be able to carry the game himself. He has a amount of farm, doesn't have any kills though. And right now, since they have a stronger team by team, it doesn't matter what's going to happen with Soaz on that top lane, as long as he doesn't start to get really strong.
Yeah, Karma has a way of coming back around to haunt you, so we'll see about that one. That was incredibly cheesy. Pushu here, farming up underneath his turret, they'll be happy with that one. Don't want to get involved in the lane, don't want to be risking anything. But look at the wards down there as well. There are currently 4 pink wards on the map from LemonDogs. 2 by the Dragon, 1 up by that mid lane, 1 down at the bottom. And that's just showing that the control that they've got. You know, the Dragon obviously where there were 2 down, but the one that you mentioned here for FNK to get rid of the vision, the one down to control the brushes in that bottom lane to stop the Fiddlesticks being so annoying and having the possibility to jump out of nothing and the ulting on your face. So, now, just really, really great, solid stuff from LemonDogs.
And not to mention, they have 3 more pink wards in their inventory. 1 on a Dexter, 1 on a Tabs, who's the AD carry, and 1 on the Mythy. So they really want to control the jungle, and this is a really good way to do it. A really good investment to do, considering there's no point in buying an Oracle right now, but we're only 12 minutes in. And we have such a strong start out of LemonDogs, and Yellow Star, I think he's dead.
He's going to get charmed up from this one. Tab's able to finish that one off. Not really much to talk about. The Vision War, again, they have complete control. Missed out on the hook there, but that really didn't matter. An easy free charm coming in from the side. And that will be another kill for Tabs, who's now 3-0-0. As I said, the last time these 2 teams met, Tabs was 11-1-11 by the end of it on Caitlyn. And just showing that, you know, he came into this AD carry role with a bit of a question mark, in my opinion, above his head. But he has come and really performed so well for LemonDogs this season.
I think that shows how good of a player he is. Yeah. I mean, considering he was an ex-AP mid player, but to transition from that in a matter of such a little time and to do that well is just you just know he's phenomenal. And right now, Fnatic, they're losing control of their jungle. Look how many pink wards are down yet again, Joe, in just the bottom side of the map for Fnatic. Or for LemonDogs, I'll say. And this means they're going to lose a lot of their buffs. And FNK, he has a decent amount of farm, but just like we were saying before, double AD carry. You cannot afford to funnel CS into one person. You have to funnel into both. Now, obviously splits it across the board. So right now, Fnatic, they don't really have much damage.
Oh, and Soaz here maybe getting caught out. Let's bounce coming in there. Is the ulti running from Nukeduck, and Soaz going to try his best here, but well, with those 2 champions bearing down onto you, no problem. Nukeduck again showing how good he is at roaming around the map, and that's even with Fnatic having those wards there in the river to, you know, that's pretty much all they could do to stop that happening. But when he walks through your jungle, what are you going to do about it?
Die.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
But I mean, like right now, like we talked about it in the pregame, Nukeduck, how strong he is when he's allowed to roam around the map and make plays happen. He's now 2-0-2. He's gotten a kill over to Tabs. He got a kill for himself in that top lane just now, but an assist over to Zoro. And if he keeps this up, like with the control of vision they have, then the game's just going to get too strong. LemonDogs are just going to get too far ahead.
Well, right now, a ward put down. Not a pink ward, though, so it wouldn't have been spotted there, Tabs, if you'd have gone through to that one. This bottom turret is still standing, and turret's generally not been attacked too much in this game. Only that mid-outer being taken down so far. We see that Zoro is now pushing up on towards the outer turret in that top lane, which he's just going to have to back away from. But Dexter is waiting here. They may try and lock down Soaz again.
And here we go. So they're going for the fight here, and they have the turret. A little bit of health missing, actually very low right now, but they have him sandwiched. Like, he's going to back away. Or he actually might face check into Dexter.
Or Dexter will recall. No, he actually cancels that one. He's going to put some damage down, and Soaz just speeding himself up to walk away from that one. That's the thing, Dexter, you know, camped that middle lane a little bit, got a couple of kills for his mid laner. Now he's headed a bit more towards his top lane to get the same going there for Zoro0. And it's about spreading all the kills around the team, which LemonDogs have done so well up to now.
And that's what's so nice about Tabs and Mythy getting such a strong start against Pushu and Yellow Star. He doesn't have to worry about that bottom lane too much. And because of that, he can make sure Nuke doesn't fall behind in that middle lane. And then now, finally show some presence in the top lane where we're able to pick up a kill, but they might be able to pick up a dragon off of this.
Yep, dragon spawning in, and this is going to be a LemonDogs dragon number 2. No chance for Fnatic to come and do anything about this one. Smited away there in the end by Dexter. So let's have a look at the gold, because it's a bit of a whopping difference at this point.
Yeah, I mean, 6,000 difference between the two teams, and they're just pretty much turning those into items right now for LemonDogs, where they have a tank item built, Spirit Visage right now on a Zoro0. They have the Spirit of the Ancient Golem on a Dexter. They have the DFG and the Blade of the Rune King done. Like, they're getting items ahead of Fnatic right now, and it just kind of shows that they can start to force some fights. They can force some objectives, which they're currently doing. They're going for this bottom turret.
And again, look at the wards that they've got down here. Not just, I mean, 3 pink wards on the top side of the map. There's 1 in the mid lane there. They've got the bottom side of the jungle. And now, because of that lead that they've got going on, they've got more disposable income than your average millionaire right now.
And I'm thinking to myself, you know, as we saw earlier, Gambit versus Meteor Makers, Gambit didn't have this big of a lead. But they were just storming over Meteor Makers, and right now LemonDogs with this lead, they're playing it so smart. They're not trying to do anything stupid. They're not trying to be over-aggressive when they feel like they shouldn't be, because they realize what's on the line here. They want this win, and if they keep playing like this, they're going to get it.
Yeah, they are certainly on the right path for towards victory. As we see Mythy there just waiting inside of that brush. Finally an Oracle coming out here for Yellow Star, and that should allow Fnatic to get a little bit more control of the game, and more importantly of that map back. We'll see about that, because LemonDogs are not finished here. They're still pushing on this bottom turret.
And they're not being punished for it because they have the control of the vision, because they have Dexter on the sideline. They want to get it very low here. And to be honest, they actually might be able to take it soon. I think in the next wave or two, they'll be able to get it.
Yeah, down to half HP already. Tabs continues to hammer away, and as soon as Vayne comes anywhere near him, he's like, nope, I'm off. I'm Dark Passage. I am straight out of the way of this one. And well, now they're joined by even more, and they are going to be taking this turret down with this wave.
It's a good job by them. And in the meantime, they're leaving Zoro0 alone in the top lane versus Soaz, where he actually got the lead over him right now when he was previously behind quite a bit, but he's actually doing some good damage onto him.
Yeah, he's going to go straight on into him there. He's Let's Bounce, using the Ignite as well, and you know, may have not thought, okay, I can get the kill from this one, but forcing Soaz away to get even more of an advantage there will just help him out from that. And you see how low he's managed to get Soaz there with just defensive items.
It doesn't look like he's done just yet, but he will be able to dodge that. And right now, we have Tabs back with 2,800 gold. Picked up a Zill, picked up a QSS. Very smart move. Doesn't want to get caught with anything. He needs to get out of a fear and a silence, because he has the majority of the kills on himself. And that just shows, like, he realizes he doesn't really need more damage right now. He needs to make sure he stays safe.
Yep, safety. 3-0-0 right now. As we see, you push around once again for the blue buff. That's going to be continued to be controlled by the LemonDogs. We've really had a big stronghold on this one, and of the entire jungle, to be honest with you. The warding up till now has been absolutely brilliant.
And if they keep this up, like, doing a good job of it, but it seems like their momentum has slightly slowed a bit, if you know what I mean. Like, they've been able to take turrets and force these, but right now they're kind of like, all right, we have the mid second or tier 2 turret up, we have the top tier 2 turret up, but they're not necessarily going for it, they're not necessarily pushing for it just yet. And I kind of hope they don't go for Baron. I mean, they have all the Barons against Fnatic, 5-0 in their series, but there's no point going for it right now, as we saw at the game with Gambit earlier. I mean, they had such a huge lead, no point in going for something where it could potentially be stolen. But where are LemonDogs looking for their next move? Are they waiting for Fnatic to come in the jungle and pick up a kill?
Well, right now, it looks like that is going to be the plan, as he put 2 men on towards his top turret. Zoro0 takes a bit of a blast there from the inner flame. And they continue to put the pressure down. Tabs is waiting off just to the side, as is Mythy, and they may be able to catch one out here. There's a hook coming through on towards Yellow Star. He's going to be focused, forces to flash away, and that will leave him very low. Pushu now coming across to try and cover from this one. The spray and pray on there for Tabs, as Mythy getting caught here, going to get slowed. He now has to flash away. Ace in the hole comes flying through, and Soaz managing to snipe off the kill.
Wow, I mean, everyone tried to block that for him, and then he goes down, and that was with Yellow Star getting caught, who ended up flashing away. And they're actually going to continue pushing, and with FNK pushing middle right now, because you have LemonDogs doing the same, they might be able to make it.
This is a little bit risky here for LemonDogs. So need to watch out. And the thing is, if LemonDogs goes in on towards FNK now with that DFG, FNK's not going to survive it. There's pretty much no way that he can hold on to him there. So we are going to see the charm come down, not quite connected. But you can bet your bottom dollar, if that charm would have landed, LemonDogs would have gone in for that one. See just at range there, really putting down some good damage. Another missed charm. It's all fine. 3 men here for Fnatic. That's all fine for the LemonDogs because they're still pushing up towards the top as well.
Yeah, and so is left here up all alone. That turret already is very low, but LemonDogs are still being very hesitant to go in as they do engage on the Sohaz. Right, they speak about that. But here comes Yellowstar from the bottom, and because they got that flash out of him a little bit earlier, because he's level 7, 20 minutes in, because they've been able to harass him quite well, been able to kill him a couple of times, the threat of his ultimate isn't too high. He doesn't even have boots yet, Joe.
No, and that's definitely not a good sign for him. I mean, if you look at Mithy, only at level 8, so he's not a massive way forward, but if you think of the other champions on the field here, they can destroy that Fiddlesticks in absolutely no time. Finally, they get the inner turret in this top lane as well.
And the thing what's so important about Fiddlesticks in terms of levels, you can't get max rank fear until you're level 9. So he's obviously doesn't have max rank of it just yet, which you really kind of need for these fights. You have to be able to lock someone down, which currently, it looks like LemonDogs might be his target, but right now, I don't even think Fnatic can afford to engage. They have to kind of turtle up and hope that LemonDogs go for an engage that they're not going to win.
LemonDogs now got that haunting guys in there with the DFG as well. As you mentioned earlier, Quicksilver Sash for Tabs. He's not been back to buy since then, so guessing he's sat on a decent amount of gold, 16,500 gold right now he's sat on. As another dragon going to spawn in, LemonDogs obviously got the timing on it, and they are headed straight down there.
And they have all the vision on top of that, so it will be a completed fan answer for Tabs, and every game so far we've seen today have been kind of determined on who controls the dragon the best. When we think back to the SK game earlier on today versus Alternate, they had 5 or 6 dragons. EG had a couple, or I think 3 against their opponent right there, against NIP, and in the Gambit game, they didn't really need them, but they still had like 2 or 3 to the 0 of the other team.
MYM actually had the first.
Oh, they did have the first one, yes, you're right.
As well, so that just shows you that they apparently didn't even need it as they walked through them. LemonDogs here setting up a bit of a trap. If they can get a hook, then they'll follow through with the entire team. LemonDogs so very dangerous at this point in the game. Can take down pretty much anyone. I think Cyanide obviously going to be the hardest one of the lot to be taken down, but I don't think LemonDogs could have too much of a challenge with him either.
And we see right now that Dexter's trying to make a move on that top side, but oh no, the charm!
There's the charm coming in, less bounce going to come down. FNK going to use everything he can to try and get away from this one. There's a Cataclysm. Vayne, what are you going to do? Already used the tumble inside of it, so couldn't escape out. Ace in the hole comes through. Zoro will block that one, and well, they take a kill, plus they've got the tower. LemonDogs will be happy with that.
That's all they need. Just you see that one charm land or that one hook land. I don't think they have the damage to kill him. He's too tanky right now at this point, but we'll get safe and back away, but if the LemonDogs keep doing that, if they keep picking up one person a Fnatic each time, push a turret down, we're going to take home this victory, and we'll expect it. Barely going to escape that one.
Well, Mithy missed the hook, let's be fair. I'm not calling an escape when it was, quite frankly, he didn't even move. You know, I think Mithy was trying to predict any kind of movement, which obviously didn't quite happen there. Interesting stuff. The last Whisper actually was finished first here for Tabs, so he was going in for that one.
A little bit surprised by that, though, since enemy team doesn't really have too much armor built up or prioritized against him. But, I mean, just look at the CS lead he has. 4 kills. He's 199 to 130 CS against his counter opponent, or his opponent. Like, that is just a huge lead for him, so I guess he can afford to go for something like that. And with that spray and pray, it's just going to tear apart Fnatic.
And there's 2,000 gold for LemonDogs to spend as well when he finally goes home. Wants his blue buff first of all, though. Or is that going to go over to Zach? We'll see as FNK here getting caught out. Tab's going to go in there, and Dexter secures the kill. I don't think he really needed to do that one. Tab's actually flashing in to make sure that he got that kill. I'm not sure that was 100% needed either, but FNK caught out of position there. Not a lot you can do.
Yeah, and I mean, we're about 24 minutes in, and we have a 12,000 gold lead for LemonDogs. And we talked about how they have like a longer average game time than they normally would against any other team, but right now, it looks like LemonDogs might be able to pull this one through in half the time. Yeah,
we're at 25 minutes into this one. They've got a humongous lead. And I I can't see them letting this one slip. Right now, Zoro0 just teeing himself up. Is he going to dive in there? No, he's not. Bit of a letdown when he gets that max length and you're like, oh no, okay, he's not going to jump in there. But right now, prioritizing these turrets as the charm lands on Soaz. No follow-up though.
And we've seen many times where teams right here trying to push down this inhibitor turret where they've just almost lost the game because they get a little cocky, they go for an engage they shouldn't. I mean, Tabs at half life. Nuke took down a quarter of his life. And they're playing it safer. I mean, I think Baron might be more of a possibility since we're 25 minutes in and they have that vision control. Look at the top side of the map for Fnatic. They have one more down, and that is right outside their base. They have no vision over Baron except that ward, which I just noticed. And with that Oracle on Mithy, they might be able to take that down, or they should be able to. And that could be the next move.
Look at the item differences here as well. I mean, so the AD carries are the easiest to compare at this stage, and I think most of the problem is that you can't really compare. Both of them got that Blade of the Ruined King, but Tabs has got a QSS Zeal and that last Whisper in there, and just a crit cloak over with Push, who's Vayne. Not even got the tier 2 boots yet.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a Vayne though, so
well, yeah.
I'm not saying right now, but like if this game lasts another 10-15 minutes, it doesn't matter how far behind he is at this point. It just comes down to whether he can stay alive in these fights. And LemonDogs, I mean, they don't need to end it soon because they have such a good team fight composition, but they can't afford to let Fnatic get any sort of foothold in this game. And with this Baron, they should be able to.
Well, started off here, and Fnatic have got no vision anywhere near right now. That Baron is going down pretty quickly from this one. Already way below half HP. Fnatic have just been pushing out the waves, and LemonDogs are going to be taking this Baron, and there's not a thing that Fnatic can do about it.
That takes it to 6-0 in this series for LemonDogs, taking every single Baron possible, even with their own, or at least the first one. Well, here we go. They have that Baron buff. They don't have as much vision anymore since Yellowstar was able to put some wards down, but with this Baron, with their team fight composition, they should be able to dive on a turret if they want to.
Yeah, LemonDogs just claiming back that Fnatic jungle. They've had 2 jungles now for quite a long time of LemonDogs to be farming from, and that vision going back in there once again, pushed out this top wave. Just a matter of time here before LemonDogs can break through, and you have to wonder whether it's going to be something like that, the hook landing, or the charm coming out of Nuke to get things started. And there it is, goes over the wall. Yellow Star almost burst down from 100 to 0. DFG was used, didn't quite have that final tick. If he'd used his Ignite, he probably would have killed him.
But now his ultimate's down, and Yellowstar only committed his flash, so that's not necessarily a good sign. In the end, I think that was a good trade for Fnatic because their turret didn't take any damage, and Yellowstar is now back, so that might have been a little bit of a misplay. LemonDogs with that Baron, they don't care. They're still going to push in. Yeah,
going to go straight down for this one. They got the minions in there with them. Now I'm going to see a bit of poke coming back from Fnatic. Stun going to come in towards Zoro0, but honestly, I'm not too worried about that, I think, at this stage. You see that Abyssal Sets are now added into Morellonomicon for Soaz. LemonDogs still stand here, and they've got a very mobile team, a team that can be from quite far away from you to on top of you in a split second. They have to be really wary of that, Fnatic.
They really do. They can't afford to get caught at all by a charm or a hook, and luckily for Fnatic, though, they do have some decent wave clear, as you can tell. I mean, that turret's only dropped about halfway after about 3 or 4 waves of minions, but with Soaz on that Karma, with Caitlyn with the Piltover Peacemaker, even with the Crows out of Fiddlesticks, they're able to push it out and really force LemonDogs to make the first move. If they want to get this turret, they're going to have to dive.
Yeah, Zoro0's made a bit of a step towards that one. Going to try and split them off as he pushes those minions through on towards that middle inhibitor turret. There is Tabs actually hammering away on it, and he's taken decent amounts of damage, but he can always escape with that lantern there. Gets a shield from it as well, and
heals back up.
3 or 4, yeah, and they're just going to lifesteal it all straight back up on the next wave that comes out of Fnatic's base.
Smart move by LemonDogs too. I like that. I mean, Dexter and Mithy could have attacked the minions, but they're like, no, let's let Tabs heal up because he's doing some good harass to that turret. They got it down further in just 1 or 2 waves than they've gotten previously, and this might be the final shot for the turret. I'm not sure it's going to stay alive much longer.
And there we see once again, Stealth coming out. Tabs are stood right on top of the lantern, but they're going on towards Yellow Star. He's burning from the Ignite. There's Let's Bounce coming in. There is a kill coming down as well, and now the Cataclysm. Pusher will flash away from it, but they're all super low. Here comes Nuke. They're almost on top of the fountain there, Dexter. Look how close his flag was. But that's going to get them the turret and the inhibitor, and they're going to go straight to the mid lane.
And they still have that Baron, so they can take this turret as well. A phenomenal job by them to just kind of go in with that turret was low enough. Also, Nuke just pushing them out right away.
Yeah, they're going to take this one here as well. I can't see Fnatic repelling this attack. Tabs going pretty low, ace in the hole, forced to use a barrier as well. I think he would have gone down without that one, and that signals a retreat from the LemonDogs, taking out that second in-him turret on the way. And they're going to spend what I'd imagine is quite a lot of gold right now. There we go, 2.3, in fact, over 2,000 for 3 men. The support got 1,000 gold, 1,500 for Jarvan as well. This is going to be a nice shopping trip for the LemonDogs.
One thing, though, that Fnatic can kind of take from this is they're going to have waves pushed up constantly now. So they're going to have quote-unquote free farm in these lanes, but obviously it's going to pull someone away from the group, and that means LemonDogs can kind of push another lane as well. But still, I mean, they have a lot of farm on FNK right now, 272. Has Infinity Edge, almost has a Found Dancer done. He still does a lot of damage, but Pushu needs that Found Dancer done soon, as he almost has it built up. I mean, just with the Silver Bolts, he's going to hurt quite a bit, but the LemonDogs just have too much damage for them to deal with.
Yeah, we saw that Rabadon Death Cap finished off for Nuke plus another blasting wand added in, Rando in Zone, and Sunfire Cape. That armor's starting to stack up now, which obviously against this double AD comp is exactly what LemonDogs want. And right now they can have themselves another free dragon.
And look what they don't have, Joe, the LemonDogs. They don't have that locket. They realize, you know, magic resist aura, or so it's not magic resist per person, but they realize they don't really need that item. And because of that, Mithy's been able to spend a lot more money on these Mobo boots, on to get the oracles, get a lot more pink words down, and able to take control because they skipped that item. And right now, with that dragon, they'll be pushing up bottom here, and they have the super minions pushing top. They can probably go for that free inhibitor middle right now. And Fnatic, what can they do to defend? And I'm not thinking of really anything they can do.
Got traps down there for as much as they can. FNK needs to be careful here. And there we see inhibitor shredded to pieces. They are going to get in. Peke is going to be in all kinds of trouble. He's going to net away. Well, here comes Nuked up from the side to pick up the kill. That is bad news when they lose that. And there is Cyanide. 100-0. Easily done there by the LemonDogs as that DFG goes in onto him. And they may just be able to finish off the game. And they've actually got in for more kills. Pushu being hammered away on there. Zoro tanking up the turret here. But the rest of the LemonDogs are going in on towards those Nexus turrets. The first and the second are going to fall in quick succession. Fnatic back on the fountain, and LemonDogs are going to pick up the victory here, losing only 1 man in the course of the game as well, and finishing off another kill there right at the very end. Brilliant performance, and again, I feel like I've said these words a lot today, absolute control there